I had this one flight early on in my career, which really opened me up to thinking about the bigger picture, where once you have landed, it doesn't necessarily mean that the situation is over, or you can suddenly relax. So it was a standard day. We were going from London to Barcelona, sort of couple hours flight. So with that, the weather was fine. There was no issues reported ahead. So we took what would have been the standard fuel for that journey, which was no more than 15, 20 minutes or something like that. Now, on the way into Barcelona, we were about 50 nautical miles from Barcelona when we were asked to take up the hold, which is unusual in this for a normal day like this. So we take up the hold and sort of try get an idea of what's going on. And basically what happened, it was unpredictable, but a inversion had happened in Barcelona, which meant that they were in low visibility procedures. And as a result, they were limiting the arrival traffic. Now, as in the hold, we asked the air traffic control, do they have an expected approach time for us? The response to this was they didn't have one at the moment. Okay, so we as good aviators, we started making our options. What could we do? And in the meantime, we heard another aircraft ask what their expected approach time was. And they were given a time which was over an hour away. Now, on a normal flight, we would not carry an extra hour worth of fuel, which is pretty much, half the journey, what we have done already. So with that in mind, we going through a decision-making process, we believed it was better that we divert early before everyone else has the same idea and other airports might start struggling for capacity. We picked our alternate being Girona and went over to Girona and diverted. Once we landed, we saw there were about 5 or 6 other aircraft who had the same idea and had also followed us to Girona. So once we landed, we thought, great, we're fine, we can wait it out and then see what happens from here. The only issue was Girona was a seasonal airport and this wasn't in season. So to compound the issue here, there was only one ground crew working that day. And I think at that point, there may be 7, 8 aircraft now on the tarmac needing help, needing assistance. So we had to work out what to do next. So we were liaising with the company as to what to do. In the meantime, the passengers were getting a little bit anxious and wanting to get on with their journey and wanting to get off. But with only one ground handling crew working that day, it meant there'll be delays for getting the luggage, getting the passengers. So there was a whole bunch of issues going on. So we had to work out what to do. And it took quite a bit of process, but in the end, we managed to get the passengers off, which gave the crew some breathing space, a bit of time to work out what's going on. But we're still stuck with the luggage. So in the end, the captain and I managed to negotiate with the airports that some trolleys were brought round to the aircraft, and the captain and I unloaded the plane, taking all the bags off ourselves, loading them up, which someone came to collect. So now we thought, that's it, we're fine, we're sorted. We've got the bags off, the passengers off, we can get on with the schedule, we can go back to either Barcelona or London and get on with the day. But now we needed some more fuel. We went to get the fuel, but the issue is here, the airline didn't have a contract with the fuelers at this airport. So it's like, great, my credit card couldn't stretch to fill up the plane, obviously, but they did have fuel cards in the aircraft. So we went to get the fuel card, only to find out that the fuel card had expired. And so we couldn't get any fuel. There was another aircraft near us from the same company, so we went over to them and their fuel card had expired. So obviously it was an oversight where, they never used the fuel cards. So why, obviously it hadn't been thought of or done. So it took a long while, but eventually a lot of liaising, we managed to get some fuel and get on with our day. But it really woke me up to thinking ahead that it's not always over, until you're back at home or in the hotel, your day's not over. You've got to always keep on the game, always keep alert. Look at the situational awareness always has to be top notch. And you can't really let your guard down really because you don't know what's going to happen.